So welcome to this week's yoga practice. We're just going to start in a nice, easy cross-legged position. Of course, you can always set this up to accommodate for how your body's feeling today. Feel free to stretch your legs out or scissor them. And take a few moments to settle in. Just get comfortable. It can help to wiggle the shoulders out a little bit. Take a moment to bring yourself to the here and now. Let the rest of the day just melt away. And connect with your breathing. So let's just start by either keeping the eyes open or closed, or closing the eyes and just taking a few deep breaths. And when you inhale, we want to really start to connect with that diaphragmatic breathing where we feel the abdomen rise and then fall with the exhale. And it can help, if you like, to place the hands around your kind of tummy button. So when you inhale, you feel that expansion. And when you exhale, you feel a gentle contraction. And by doing this, we're sometimes really allowing the body to switch from that active, on the go state to a deeper state of beginning to move into rest and digest and a more relaxed state. And whenever we can do this, it's really good for our nervous system. You can do this at a red light. You can do this standing in line at the grocery store. You can do breathing practices throughout the day. So a couple of more deep breaths like that. Breathing in fully and breathing out fully too. And then drop the chin in towards the chest and let the eyes open, letting the light come back in. Lifting the chin, just take a gentle stretch for the front of the throat. And then bring the chin back to a neutral position. Gently take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Feeling a nice stretch. You can even kind of let this left arm hang down. Let this left shoulder feel heavy and notice if that helps to deepen the stretch a little. Slowly come back to center and switch over, taking the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then again, you can drop the right arm and maybe let the right shoulder kind of feel heavy and see if that changes anything. Take a round of breath here and then slowly bring the head back to center. Then we're going to work on a little bit of twisting today because it helps to free up the connective tissue around the middle of our back and around the rib cage. It often gets a little bit stuck. So to begin with, we're going to inhale, kind of sit up nice and tall, and then begin to rotate. Take the right hand to the left knee and just take the left hand behind you. It can be behind the left hip or just off to the behind you, somewhere that feels comfortable. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist again, and take the eyes around, even including them in this twist. Now we're going to keep the twist with the arms, but now we're going to turn the head back to face the front and see if you can, keeping the arms and the hips where they are, just gently turn the chest back to the right and look over your right shoulder a little bit. And then repeat, look over the left shoulder. So we're doing a little bit of rotation, keeping the arms where they are. Trying not to drop here. We don't want to curl the spine. So try and keep seated and tall and just turn from the right all the way to the left and feel maybe it could only be a really small movement in the upper body, but just see how that feels. So we're just trying to kind of start to wake up this area. Let's do one more look to the left, one more look to the right, and then slowly come back to center. Lift the arms up and over and switch the hands. So now you're going to take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale into the twist, looking out over your right shoulder. And then keeping the arms where they are, turn the upper body a little bit to look over your left shoulder. Come back, look over your right. And even include the face and the eyes, and see if you can take your eyes far over to the right. And then come back, turning the face, the upper part of the body around to the left. One more time to the right. One more time to the left. And then slowly come back to center, bring the arms up. We'll come over one more time to this side. Now we're going to turn that palm out. So your left palm is facing the side of the room, and you're getting a little bit of opening for that left shoulder. See if you can now deepen the twist by actually putting some pressure into the left knee with the right hand, and see if you can deepen the turn, the twist through your waist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale into the twist, and just a fraction more of a twist. One more breath in. And as you exhale, lift those arms up and over and come round. Again, turning the right palm out to the side, kind of slightly opening the shoulder to the side now. And again, using a little bit of pressure, put the left hand on the right knee and see if you can use that for a little bit of leverage to deepen the twist round to the right. Big breath in as much as you can, and then exhale, slowly come back to center. Nice job. Do a few rolls with the shoulders. And then we'll do a little bit of a side twist. So we're going to place the right hand, or side stretch, sorry. Place the right hand on the ground beside you, lift the left arm up and reach over with this left arm. You can point with the fingers and try to think of a straight line from the left fingers all the way through to the left hip. Reach, inhale, and then exhale, come up and go straight over to the other side. Reaching that right arm. Think of the right fingertips as stretching away from the right hip. Getting length through the side of the body, in maybe to the top of the right hip. Good, big breath in. Exhale, bring that hand down. Nice. And let's do a little bit of warm up for the upper back. Bring the hands to the knees, round the shoulders, and come in to a seated cat shape. So exhaling into this cat bend. Inhaling, lifting the heart center, squeezing the elbows into the sideways. Exhale into the C shape. Inhale, rounding up. Let's do two more just at your own pace, moving you with your own breath. Exhaling into the cat. Inhaling into this version of cow pose. Hopefully feeling a little bit of space and movement between the shoulder blades. And then come back to neutral position, sitting up nice and tall. From here, we're going to move around into a tabletop, and you can always put the cushion or some padding underneath your knees, or move it to the side. Now we're just going to keep the top of the feet flat on the floor and do a few rounds of cat-cow, just focusing the movement into the back. Again, not forcing anything, just feeling through the natural range of motion. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, round the back, dropping the head between the arms, feeling a nice opening through the shoulder blades. Inhale when you look forward, and now feel a movement of the spine in the opposite direction, even all the way down to the tailbone. Exhale, rounding through, drawing the tailbone down towards the floor. We don't necessarily need to think of tucking the tailbone, but even just visualizing or thinking that the tailbone is going down will help to open up the spine. Inhale, looking forward, cow, and exhale, cat. Let's do one more. Inhaling into cow, exhale, cat. One more cow. Cow, stretch for the spine, and then come all the way back to a nice neutral spine. Now we're going to slowly sit back and take a child's pose just to give the wrists a little bit of a break. Roll from right to left, and as you do so, let the hands roll even in the arms, so you're almost getting a little bit of movement into the upper back, into the shoulders, and into the hips. We're almost rolling a little bit of weight over each hip, so we get a little bit of pressure into each hip. And then come back to center and make your way up. Now we're going to step our right foot forward and come into a low lunge. Bring yourself all the way up. And think of your foundation for the moment, the right knee over the foot, back foot connecting with the ground. And then lift both arms up here. Big breath in. Drop the right hand to the hip, and we're going to take a little side bend with the left arm over to the side, opening up that left area, getting more into the top of the hip now. Come all the way up. Bring both arms up again, and then bring the hands down to the floor. And we're going to come into a little twist here. I'm going to drop the left shoulder, take the right arm up, and then we're going to drop this left elbow down into a kind of box shape. Exhale into this. Take a nice round of breath, big inhale. And you can look up or forward. And then reach that right arm forward and see if you can make the movement come from the shoulder blade. So you're going to reach forward, trying to isolate that movement. You could even practice moving the shoulder blade back and forward a little bit so you can kind of feel it. Good. Reach forward and then come back. Taking a couple of breaths here into this twist with the box shape. See if you can peel that right shoulder back, drop the left shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, reach forward. And again, see if you can maybe move through that upper right back into the shoulder blade, kind of extending it forward and back a couple of times. It's a small movement. It's just going to help to keep that area kind of mobile. And then come all the way back. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in here. And then exhale, final time, reaching that right arm forward and then bringing it all the way down to the ground beside you. Now we're going to go through this sequence that I really love. We're going to slide back into a hamstring stretch, trying to keep the chest and the heart lifted so that we're not collapsing and closing our airways. So really think of lengthening the spine, drawing the hip back, and then flow forward. And when we've got our weight into our fingers in the right foot, you can let that right knee drift forward because we're supporting the knee. The knee isn't taking too much of the weight here. We really want our weight to be in our hands, in our fingertips, and then come back and flow through this a couple of times at your own pace. So we're kind of warming up that right hip and the hamstring, the left hip flexor a little bit, and finish up all the way back. You might need to wiggle the foot forward and be up on your fingertips here. And we're going to just point and flex this right foot a little bit. And then we're going to go through a couple of movements here, working with different areas of the body. So first of all, we're going to work on taking the hands over to the left and then over to the right. So kind of keeping the hips still where they are and trying to move the top of the body. And if this is just a small left to right, you could keep the hands where they are and just move your shoulders if you wanted to, or you could move the hands. So I kind of leave that up to you. There's a couple of options here. Listen to the body. Good. Come back to center. Blow a couple of times, forward and back. And then come all the way back. And this time, we're going to move the hips from left to right. So last time we kind of moved the shoulders, and you can keep the hands where they are. And imagine you're kind of wagging your tailbone here. So we're taking the hips from left to right. Good. Come all the way forward. Now we're just going to open up that right hip a little bit, walk the hands to the inside of the foot, take the right foot out to the side of the mat, and let that right knee roll out. Just a few times, opening up that right hip. Good. And then slowly slide that right foot back. Pause in child's pose for a moment, taking the knees nice and wide, stretching the arms out along the mat, fold the hands in, and rest the forehead on the hands and just scan down through the body right now, just to get a sense for how things are feeling. Hopefully the right hip is feeling a little warmer, the right shoulder. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. And each exhale is a chance to let the body sink a little closer to the ground. Good, and then slowly press into the hands, bring yourself up, come to tabletop and slide the left foot forward so we can come up into the lunge on the second side. Good. So just check your foundation for a moment, pressing that left foot firmly into the floor, the knee is over the ankle, back foot again firmly pressing into the floor. From here, sweep the arms up overhead, drop the left hand to the hip, and take a little side bend, leading with the right arm, getting into this connective tissue around the top of the right hip, hip flexor, big breath in, full exhale. Come back to center, sweep both arms up, and then come all the way down, and we'll come to the twist on the second side. So we're going to drop that right shoulder, turn our sternum towards our left knee, and reach this left arm up. Nice big stretch here. Drop the left arm into a box shape and really feel that left shoulder peeling back. Good. From here, we're going to reach the left arm forward and begin that process of slightly drawing the shoulder blade back and forward. So we'll imagine we're trying to reach for something on a shelf that's way out in front, and then you're going to draw that hand back. So just a few times, kind of getting in to the shoulder blade, into the upper back, and then come back. Inhale, big breath in as you draw that shoulder back. And exhale, reach forward, and go through the same exercise a couple of times, kind of slightly reaching forward and drawing the shoulder blade back. Try to even visualize that movement. We're trying to keep the rest of the body still, and we're trying to isolate the movement into that left shoulder. Come all the way back one more time into the cactus arm. Big inhale here. Exhale, reach, 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 and then bring that hand all the way down to the floor. Now we're going to slide back, and again, you might need to just kind of alter your step up here a little, wiggle that left heel forward, and we're going to flow a few times forward onto our fingertips and then back. So each time we move back, we want to listen to the hamstrings. If they're super tight, keep a little bend in the knee, knowing that one side of the body can feel different to the other. And you might find you'd kind of like to hang out for a moment in the forward stretch, or maybe more in the hamstring. Keeping it dynamic for a moment just helps to kind of warm it up a little bit. And then finish up with the hips back. Think of a nice long straight spine to help you breathe. And you can press the foot into the floor here and point and flex the toes to open up the front of the shin, the top of the foot. You can always take the foot from side to side as well. And then we're going to begin that movement pattern, thinking first of the top half of the body, keeping the hips still. So we can walk the hands from left to right. This is one option. Or you can just kind of move the shoulders from left to right. Kind of swaying from left to right again, but keeping the movement in the shoulders. Trying not to collapse forward too much. Good, and then slide forward and back a couple of times, just to keep things moving. Come all the way back, and this time with your fingers on the mat for some support, take the hips from left to right as if you were wagging that tail again, if you were wagging your tailbone. So the hamstring's getting a little movement. You might feel it in different areas of the hamstring. Keep a micro bend in the knee. If you feel it behind the knee too much, keep the knee a little bent. Then you can still take the hips from left to right. Good. And then come all the way forward. Walk the hands to the inside of the left foot and take that left foot out to the edge of the mat and let that left knee roll out to the side. So just opening up the hip nice and gently. Again, not forcing anything here, just working with your range of motion till you feel comfortable opening through that left hip. Good, and then slide that hip back. Come into child's pose one more time. Feet together underneath you, toes touching, knees nice and wide so you've got some space to breathe. Stretch the arms out along the mat. Kind of creep the fingers up the mat and then draw them back, pressing everything back over the feet. And then allow the head to rest on the folded hands. Stack the hands. Rest the forehead. Relax the shoulders. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Good, and slowly push into the hands, come all the way up. And let's spin around onto the mat. And begin to roll yourself down onto the floor. or hug the knees into the chest and just give yourself a little massage here. Just rocking from right to left, releasing the back. This can be a nice little massage. You can make it more on the lower back, the back of the pelvis. You could do some small circles with one hand on each knee. And then you can do big circles, taking the knees around in this kind of butterfly hip opener. And you can go in both directions with those circles. Good, and then come all the way back to center. And just for a little bit of activation for the back, we're going to work with bridge pose in a few different ways. But to begin with, really connecting with that pelvis, helping to mobilize the hips. Think of the pelvis as a bowl. And right now, if you put your hands on the top of your pelvis, is that bowl, say if it was a cereal bowl filled to the brim with milk, is it tipping forward or tipping back? And we can tune in with the pelvis. Now we're going to tip that pelvis and we're going to spill our cereal back towards the floor, backwards, which lifts the tailbone up off of the floor. The hands can be on the ground, and you begin to peel the spine up off the mat. Keep the knees and feet pointing directly forward. Press into the heels, press into the back, and you can squeeze the glutes a little bit here to help you lift the hips higher. You can then walk the heels in. That might help you to get a little bit higher up off the floor. And then begin to roll everything down. And going really slowly helps to kind of articulate the spine and lay the back of the pelvis down. And then actually go the other way. Imagine you're tipping the pelvis forward. And then tip the pelvis back and roll everything up off the floor. Press into the floor strongly. This time when we come up, we can squeeze the shoulder blades together underneath us, interlace the fingers, press the back of the arms and the hands into the floor, and see if you can lift those hips a little higher. See if you can squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit more. So let's hold here. Option to press the left foot firmly into the floor, lift the right leg, point the right toes to the floor. Good. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Try not to rush and switch sides. You're welcome to reset anytime you need to. Press the right foot firmly into the floor. Try not to let the hips dip. Try to keep them parallel. And stretch the left leg up to the floor. Press that right foot firmly into the ground. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the left leg. Keep those hips lifted one more time. And then slide the shoulders out from underneath you and begin to roll that spine all the way back down onto the ground really, really slowly, making sure the pelvis and then the base of the spine is the last thing to come onto the floor. Good. When you reach the mat, hug the knees into the chest and give yourself a little massage again, just rocking from left to right, going around in some circles if you'd like to, mini circles, massaging the back of the pelvis against the ground. How are we doing for time? And then we're going to hug the right knee in and stretch the left leg away. But keep that left leg active as if you were standing on the floor, and even the right foot, draw the toes up towards you, a little bit of activation here. Squeeze that right knee in towards you, really, really tight, and then release a little bit of the pressure. Placing the left hand on the left hip and the right hand on the right knee, slowly take that right knee out to the side, but trying not to roll onto the right hip. To help you, you could on purpose roll onto the right hip, feel the left hip lift up, and then roll back. So you find that point. We're really trying to isolate the opening into the right hip. You can lift and lower this right knee a couple of times. Good. And then bring the right knee back to center, squeeze it in one more time, and then draw the knee over to the side to come into a spinal twist. Take the right arm out to the side and reach through the right fingertips all the way down to the outside of the right knee. Nice spinal twist. You can turn the face to the right, drop the right shoulder, let it feel heavy. Good. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, roll back to center, hug that right knee in one more time and switch sides. Pressing the right foot away as if you were standing on the floor. Squeeze that left knee into the chest and keep the left toes active too. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that left knee in, and then release a little bit of pressure. Bring the right hand to the right hip. Keep that right hip on the floor as you take the left knee out to the side. And again, if it helps, you can roll off the right hip and then come back so you can kind of get a sense of where that nice neutral position is. Trying to isolate that movement into the left hip, opening it up to the side, and you can lift and lower the left knee a little bit here. And then come to center and roll the left knee over to the right. So you're coming into a spinal twist on the other side. Stretch the left arm out along the floor and turn the face to look over your left arm. Feel that nice opening through the left shoulder, left hip, all the way to the outside of the left knee. Couple of deep breaths, releasing that left shoulder to the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't touch the floor, just feel it getting heavy. Great job. Nice spinal twist. Take one more breath and then roll back to center and hug both knees into the chest. And for a little short inversion, let's come into happy baby. Take the feet up towards the floor, wrap the hands around the feet over the arches, and then gently just rock from side to side. Just bringing the feet higher than the head and the heart for a moment. Beginning to wind everything down here. Good, and then bring the feet in, hug the knees in towards the chest, lift your forehead up towards your knees, squeeze yourself into a tiny ball, and then release everything down to the mat. Letting the feet relax and the toes fall out to the side, letting the back of the hand rest on the ground, the fingers might naturally curl. And closing the eyes so you can just allow the body to rest for a few minutes here. Let the benefits of the asana, the physical practice of yoga, move through the body to help it restore. Take some deep breaths. And with each exhale, let the body go. Let the body feel heavy. Let it rest against the ground and be supported. And feel this wave of relaxation spreading down from the crown of the head all the way down through the spine, the arms, the back, all the way down through the hips, the legs, the knees, all the way down to the feet. And let this wave of relaxation just move through the body. Allow the breathing to soften. And if the mind begins to wander, just come back to the breath. Come back to the inhale and the exhale. You're more than welcome to stay here if you would like to. But if you're ready, we're going to slowly start bringing some movement back to the body now. Just by wiggling the fingers and toes, deepening the breath, feeling an energizing in-breath, helping to wake up the body. And as you exhale, you might like to stretch. Take a full body stretch, point and flex the toes, bring the arms behind you. Do some circles with the wrists. And then walk the feet in, bending the knees, bring the hands down and roll over onto your right hand side. And just pause for a moment, just allowing the body to come back. And press your hands into the floor so you can make your way up to sitting. And let's just come back to the easy cross-legged position we began with today at the beginning of our practice. Just pausing for a moment and bringing our hands to our heart center. Let's come together just to be grateful for this time, grateful for this practice. Thank you very much for joining this practice today. I wish you a wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon.